Hello, everyone. So, hi, everyone, and welcome to our third interview for the upcoming Spanish Zapero with ChefPassport. So, we are waiting for Chef Kit to join, and then I will include her in the live stream. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Ciao, Gianna. Come va? Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So this is our third live on Instagram. We'll be talking soon about the event next Saturday with Chef Kit Kennedy that is joining us in a couple of minutes to discuss the amazing menu that is going to prepare next Saturday. So she should be with us in a couple of minutes and then we can get it started. In the meanwhile, I see already 3 participants. How is it going? Gianna, come stai? Let's see if leads. I'm inviting Chef Kit, and in 1 minute we should get it started. Next Saturday from bene grazie next Saturday from 6 p.m. Central Europe time. Hey, we have Chef Kit to join. Now we'll add her to the live video. So she should be joining soon. Here you go. Hi, Kit. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah.
Fighting with tech as usual, but otherwise.
Yeah. So we already have a few people. So let me just welcome everyone. This is the third live streaming we are doing on Instagram to introduce one of our upcoming events with the ChefPassport. And next Saturday, we will have the privilege to host Chef Kit Kennedy for our Spanish Zapero. So first of all, I wanted to welcome Kit and thank you for joining us tonight. So it's a very informal chat, you know, it's becoming a kind of nice tradition. Every week we are having a chat with one of our chefs to present them, let them tell a little bit more about the chef, about their passion, their story, the dishes they're going to prepare for the upcoming event. So Kit, welcome again. So first of all, how is it going right now with COVID situation? I think UK it's still a little bit locked down, right?
It's much better than it has been. Certainly from a cook's point of view, being able to get ingredients has improved dramatically just in the last fortnight. But we're in a transition period at the moment. We have a staged return to normal life.
Yeah.
And that's throwing out a bit of confusion for people. But there's an optimistic spirit that, you know, we're slowly but surely winning the war against what's going on. And people are curious about what's happening around the world. They want to know how everyone else is doing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, it's getting better, and I really hope it will be finished soon because it's going to be absolutely not a very easy period. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, years, decades from now, it'll be one of those sort of questions that's, you know, on par with where were you when the World Trade Center crashed down? It'll be how did you spend lockdown? What did you do? You know, it'll be just one of those generational points that
we will never forget.
Yeah.
So Kit, let me start with a very question that it's more a little bit of my personal curiosity. You know, also for the audience, you can find Kit on Instagram, like with a very long name. So tell a little bit about this. How did you come up with this Instagram profile?
Sorry?
How did you come up with the Instagram profile name?
Basically, I was trying to think about where I personally have always found inspiration for when I want to cook. You know, I grew up on a farm in Australia. We only shopped once a month. So you could cook whatever you wanted so long as it was either in our larder, our pantry, or the garden. You could do whatever you wanted so long as you had ingredients in those three options. And that sort of just made me think, yeah, nothing actually really changed. You know, I can get to grocery stores more now,
Yeah.
but when I think about cooking meals for my family, for my friends, I still go back to those three resources and go, right, what have I got? Rather than going, oh, I have to make a special trip to a supermarket because I have to buy all of these ingredients. I like to hope that, you know, my cooking is budget friendly and I make do with what I have. If something's not there, I look for a substitute rather than going, right, I just have to go and get that missing ingredient. It's not worth the effort.
Yeah, definitely. No,
Nutmeg, okay, that's a pity, but could you use cloves? Could you use cinnamon? Could you use allspice? There are ways and means to find new flavors and textures, and cooking is meant to be pleasurable and a way of expanding your senses and your horizons. So anytime you've run out of something, have a think about what you have instead and see if that's going to, you know, bring you something new.
yeah, absolutely. So, talking about our upcoming events, so we are traveling to Spain, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so what do you think makes Spanish cuisine so special?
Like many of them, the freshness of the ingredients and the immense variety of what you can actually work with. Whether you're talking about the coastal regions and shellfish or crustaceans or just whitefish or dark fish, through to the mountainous regions, the hunting, the game, the animals that are actually farmed, and the absolute abundance of vegetables that are grown and produced.
Yeah,
When you have all that and then such a rich cultural history, it's like a menu of where do you want to go and what do you want to eat? Do you want to go back to medieval times and look for recipes that have both meat and fruit and spices cooked together?
yeah,
Or do you want to come racing forwards to the tapas that we've seen really take off in the last 20 years? The flavors are just incredible because they have such a fantastic environment climate-wise. You can produce so much. It's for a chef, it's like a painter's palette. It's just filled with, you know, where do you want to go? What do you want to try? It's unfathomable how many combinations we can come up with because it's all just there. There's no limitations. No, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, you can. Of course you can. It's, yeah, for me, it's just dive in and go for it and see where you end.
so I'm hearing a lot about variety and diversity of ingredients. So also for people who just joined right now, we are talking about the next online live stream interactive cooking class that we will be having next Saturday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Europe time with Chef Kit, and we will be having an amazing Spanish menu. So Kit, walk us through the menu. What are you thinking for ChefPassport participants?
We're going to start off with some patatas bravas, an absolute classic, but we're actually going old school. We're not making the more conventional tomato-based brava sauce. We're actually going back to the authentic one that has much more focus on paprika, both smoked and sweet paprika. It's kind of put in a roux sauce base and then sort of built up, and the flavors are, anyone who joins us and who cooks along will be amazed at the difference between the sort of anglicized version that uses tomato, whereas going with the authentic Spanish paprika base, they're just miles apart. We're also going to look at doing some gigantes, which normally it would take hours and hours to get the beans absolutely melt in your mouth tender. So we're going to use a few chefy cheats and use some canned beans instead. Bring in a few sort of quick fast forward techniques to be able to do that in the time frame that we have for the class. because as much as we might all enjoy it, nobody really wants to be taking a cooking class for the next 6 hours.
Yeah.
It could be a little time consuming. Can't remember what else we were going to do. Tapas Bravas, Bravas sauce. And one of my personal favourites, little tapas nibblies of skewers with chorizo, manchego cheese, and some proper olives.
Wow.
For Spain or its olives. We won't be using my personal favourite purple calamatas. We'll actually be using some green Spanish olives this time, which they're Spanish, they are beautiful. The two should not be compared. It's kind of like comparing an apple with an orange. They're both fruit, but they're miles apart.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds delicious, really. I'm looking forward. And, you know, it's going to be, as I said, 6 p.m. In Central Europe time, 5 p.m. UK wise. So it will be time friendly for whoever is in Europe. And also it could be, as somebody said, like Gurav said, just also perfect for American lunch too, if someone is joining from the US. It will be definitely a perfect timing. And, you know, we usually offer these two options to the people who attend our events. So either they can cook along, so you can find on the event page of ChefPassport a list of ingredients. You just need, these are very simply to find, even during this critical period. These are very basic ingredients, but also we leave the opportunity for people who just want to entertain themselves and to watch the live streaming cooking class. So Kit, for people who cook or people who are just watching, for example, do you have any specific hint or suggestions that you would like to give?
My number one tip would be make sure you take lots of notes. Even if you can't time, we'll be talking.
Kit, you're cutting a little bit. I don't know. Can you hear me, Kit? Kit, I had some. I'm struggling a little bit to follow you. I don't know if it is just me or also other people, but I actually could not hear you for the last 10 to 20 seconds. Okay, yeah, probably there is a little bit of a connection issues. Can you just maybe repeat?
Just take lots of notes, ask lots of questions, don't be shy. You know, there's no reason why you can't ask a question. There's no such things as a silly question. And, you know, I'll do my best to give you either a substitute ingredient or explain why I'm doing a particular technique, why you should do it one way and not another. Yeah, jump in. There's no reason that you can't really enjoy a cooking class if you're not cooking.
Yeah.
It's, look at it this way. You don't have to have the distraction of worrying about burning anything. You can just focus entirely on what we're doing, on what we're talking about.
Yeah. So we actually have one question coming from the audience. They're asking if your love for cooking has been transmitted to you by your family.
It has. I'm an only child, so I grew up with a very close relationship to my parents, but my mum was actually more or less taught to cook by her mum, who was a chef actually here in England. And my nan had this amazing passion for food. One hell of a sweet tooth, but she was curious about all sorts of food. When I was a child, we would talk about food for hours. Her love of baking is legend between me and my cousins. Yeah. But my dad's side of the family, they grew up on a budget. So my gran had to cook family meals that were nutritious, tasty, and that kids would eat. It's the ultimate test. So between these sort of two influences, I grew up with an appreciation for food, for how most families have to make ends meet and get the most they can out of every single plate. And then, of course, with the farming background, seeing how food is actually produced gave me a huge respect for other farmers, for producers of animals, for anyone who makes their own products. So whether it's cheese or cured meats or preserves, the amount of labor, but more importantly, the amount of love that goes into making that food just should never be underestimated. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. That is very, very interesting story. Yeah, thanks for sharing this. And today we have a very active audience. We have 3 more questions. So one is, what wine you recommend to pair during the class?
Ooh, if you're a fan of red, then I don't think you could really go past the Roja. It's a very drinkable wine. It's not.
Sorry, I didn't get the name.
Something white with a bit of sparkle in it than a Sava. The Spanish version of a champenois. It's just an absolutely delightful drink, and the great thing about it is it has a range of sweetness levels. So if you like a white wine that's really, really dry, you can go with the Brut. If you like a really sweet white wine, then there's the Dolce at the other end. I'm a sucker for the Dolce, but that's just me. So yeah, either.
Okay, so a lot of options.
Of aperitif.
Definitely a lot of options for next Saturday if you want to drink a great wine together with the menu that ChefPassport is preparing. Yeah. So sorry, Kit, there is a little bit of delay. You're going on and off, so maybe sometimes we are overlapping our voices. I hope that now can you hear me? I think there are some technical issues. Kit, can you hear me? Sorry, guys. I will try to re-invite Kit to the call if the audio gets better. So invite. I'm trying to go through again. Send. I'm sorry. From time to time, probably everybody is doing live Instagram in this period, and there is a little bit of technical issues. So Kit is not available anymore. Okay. So let me add her again. She's dialing in, so just 20 seconds of patience, and then Chef Kit should be back. Here you are. You're back again.
Don't know what happened there.
Perfect. So yeah, we heard about the wine. So you were recommending. Can you just maybe now the audio is better? What were the 2 names you recommended in terms of wine?
A red Roja.
Okay.
Or Sava.
Okay, red Roja Sava. Perfect. Another question is, what is your favorite dish coming from your tradition?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Probably actually patatas bravas. It's just, there's something that just warms the soul. It's so comforting, and you can do so many other things. An authentic aioli, which is not the same as mayonnaise with a bit of garlic tossed in. The authentic aioli, which is your garlic, a little bit of lemon juice, and an emulsion that's made just from slowly dripped in olive oil into the garlic. That is absolutely fantastic. So you've got this, your chips and a garlic dip. How can you go wrong? Otherwise, creme catalana. I'm a sucker for a decent custard, so that's always good. Oh, so many choices. The gigantes
If
that
you
we're
have to
going to do.
pick one,
Yeah, I can't. There's just
it's
too
so
many.
difficult. Okay, I think it's fine. You know, there are so many options that it's perfectly
There's one
understandable.
I have to recommend from Mallorca, roasted duck with peaches.
Oh, wow.
It's different, but it just works. You have to trust me, it just works.
Okay. I
It's
never
kind of
tried it. I know. Now
high.
I'm curious. I would like to. Yeah. And another question, they're asking, Gurav, is there any Spanish condiments that you recommend for pairing this Saturday?
Definitely the aioli. Um, if you like, there's the salsa romanesco, which the Spanish do a fantastic version of that. Um, salsa itself, on its own, it is phenomenal with any of these things. Um, they'd probably be my top ones. The romesco, aioli, or what did I say? Salsa.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and the last one, what was your favorite dessert when you were a child?
Oh dear. That could be disastrous as well. Um,
It's going to be another difficult one.
Probably my mum's bread and butter pudding.
Okay.
It was always done with, well, bread, butter, strawberry jam, and a really sweet custard. So by the time that was baked, it was light and fluffy, sweet, and just, as you were eating it, you'd get a spoonful of sweet strawberries, and it was just heaven in every mouthful.
Yeah, I can imagine. Good. So, Kit, we still have around 10 minutes, and also for people who don't know, we already did several events and several cooking classes with Chef Kit. Is actually one of our rock stars in ChefPassport. So, Kit, why did you join ChefPassport? What did you find attractive on what we do, and what do you think can be what are your expectations for this event on Saturday, based also on the classes that you have already done? Kit, again, we cannot hear you, unfortunately. Kit? Can you hear me? Kit? Kit, unfortunately, there are still some technical issues, and I think people cannot hear you. So I will just re-invite you again. So inviting again, Kit. I'm sorry, these are technical glitches that keep on happening. Okay. Trying again. Let's see if this is the good time for the video and the audio to work properly. Let's see, Kit. Welcome back. Let's see. Hopefully this time it works. So,
The
yeah,
IT
so
smiling on me.
yeah. I don't know if you heard the question. I was actually asking you, based also on your past experience with the first classes we did together, what are your expectations for the next one? What did you find attractive in doing live streaming cooking classes?
I'm gonna have to take you for a walk.
I think. Oh, okay. Now I think it works better. I don't know. Probably you're in a different room.
Right. Sorry. What was your question?
Okay, so the question was, I was explaining that actually we have already done a few cooking classes for you. So what do you find attractive of doing live streaming cooking classes, and what are you looking forward the most for our next event on Saturday?
I think the most enjoyable thing about the live stream cooking classes is normally cooking class participants wouldn't have access to chefs. to actually be able to ask us about our industry experience, about the tips, the tricks, the shortcuts we use to be able to produce top quality food really, really quickly. So having that access, I think, really makes the online classes stand out. Also, the variety of classes that you can take. I mean, I've done a couple of Greek classes with you. We've talked about French and Spanish, power lunches, brunches. There's so many different classes that you can take online, and that sort of availability isn't necessarily available with your physical cookery classes. You can be anywhere in the world and take a ChefPassport cooking class online. In person, that's a little bit more difficult. I think the other thing that ChefPassport and chefs like myself do is we look at recipes that are designed for participants, and we make sure that they're easy to follow, the ingredients are available, and you're not, as a participant, you're not going to get left hung out to dry going, I don't know how to do this. We're here for you every single step. And, draw on us, ask us about what you want to know. If you've got a question that you've been burning to ask about food, you have access to us. Go for it. The world is more than just your oyster.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, definitely. I think this is you're spot on, because it's exactly the access and the possibility to have this kind of opportunity to interact, talk, show, and learn directly from a chef is definitely one of the visions. It's the vision and what we want to offer in ChefPassport. So thank you very much, Kit, for what you did so far, and looking forward to all of our upcoming events. So before we wrap up, do you have any questions for me, or also for the audience itself?
What's stopping you? Book now. Come and see what we're doing on ChefPassport. I can guarantee you there is going to be a class somewhere on the website that it will set your taste buds and your inspiration on fire. Go for it. Join us. What's holding you back?
Thank you, Kit. So thanks again, everyone, for joining. Just as a final reminder, this was a chat with Chef Kit Kennedy for the next Spanish Zapero that will take place Saturday, the 26th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Europe time. So you can find all the information on ChefPassport page, and you can find also follow the Larder Party Garden, which is Kit's Instagram page, and you can find all the details, the list of ingredients, and we're looking forward to welcoming you in our upcoming class with ChefPassport. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kit, and talk to you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.